Want me to send you the link?
Yeah.
Okay. I have no idea what that sound is.
Me neither.
I have no idea what that sound is. Oh,
Me neither.
we're getting feedback. I have no idea what that sound is. Oh,
Me neither.
we're getting feedback. I have no idea what that sound is. Oh, there we go. Ah, that's why I had this up. Okay, so
How I
you
sound?
want the Facebook link and the.
I want everything. Whatever's going to accept us, let's get it to 'em.
Okay, so you want Facebook and you want
Instagram, Facebook, YouTube.
Okay. Here is the YouTube link.
Oh, shucks.
Okay, I sent you the two links. All right, so whenever you're ready,
I'm ready.
you got to put your headset on though.
Precipitating me getting ready. Look at that already. And got discombobulated. Just that quick. Yep. Chapter 1, 2, 3. Checking 1, 2, 3.
How's it sound? Okay.
I sound good. Yeah. Loud and clear to me.
Push your microphone farther away.
Away. How about that?
That's good. And then on the side of the table where the thing for the cherry pits is, put your hand over there. Okay, now you see that little orange knob?
Yes.
That's the volume. Adjust the volume on your headphones.
Hello.
There you go.
Hey.
Get it the way you like it.
No, I like it like that.
All right.
I like it like that.
Okay, so you're going to do your intro, and you're going to tell
Yep.
me when to cue the
Yep, cue that piece up. I'll
cue
tell
the
you when
piece.
to
Okay.
tell you when to cue the piece.
All right. So look at the big screen
Mm-hmm.
and look at the number 5. When you're ready, press the timer button.
Yep. What time is it actually? 7:25.
Yes, it is.
Let's go. Bang. We're on the air. We're on the air. Thank you. Thank you for joining us again for another installment of the Wright Report with your host, Jerome, all right. Our segment is called Edutainment in the Community, and that's what we're here to do. Educate you and entertain you, hopefully, at the same time. I'm coming to you from Think Twice Radio. You know, if you think twice, you think right. The Wright Report, that's right. Think Twice Radio, and I'm in the home of the man that makes it all happen, Mr. Richard Wicker, my new hero, and the one who keeps us on the air and gives us the opportunity to have our voice heard without censorship, without interruption, without commercial break. And by the way, this is commercial free. So sit back and enjoy the ride. I want to thank all of you who tuned into our first show, even though we had some technical difficulties. I hear that a lot of people tuned in, and people continue to tune in. If you missed the live broadcast like tonight, or you missed the one the other day, you can always go on Think Twice Radio, or you can go to YouTube. A lot of people talk to me about not being able to get on because of the link. Most people have access to YouTube who maybe don't have Facebook or are not a Facebooker. So it's on YouTube, Instagram, all of the major platforms we're trying to hit you at because we want the message to get out to you. Remember, we discussed this. I want to get this right. But first, I want to give glory to God. And like I said, I don't disrespect anybody's belief or lack thereof. But I know that I sit here by his graces, and I am never going to forget that. Be remiss, take it for granted, or don't remind you. All right? All right, so thank you, Lord, for what you're doing here in my life and this opportunity. We got a schedule coming up. I'm going to give you the schedule so that you'll know it's going to come out starting in October. We're going to have the format laid out the way it should be, the way I would like it to be. And I think you'll like some of the tweaks and changes. But we will have the staple of 7:30, 7:25, 7:30 to 8:30 time that we call what I'm calling our hour of power. Our hour of power. That's not my hour of power. That's our hour of power. So let me remind you what edutainment in the Wright Report is all about. I'm not going to say this every time I come on, but I'm going to say it enough to people get to understand that we're here because you and I are going to make things happen. Not me, not you, you and I. You know why? Because it takes you and I to have, you can't have unity without you and I, right? I know some people catching up from yesterday, you and I, T.Y., I think of Queen Latifah, I said that. And you can't have community without unity. And if I got one complaint, and I only have one, it's our lack of unity and community. And we are hoping that by the Wright Report's example and testimony and information, you will see the need for us to coalesce, unify, come together, because none of these social ills are exclusive. You know, we talk about criminal justice, but that is intertwined with everything else in life. I mean, labor report is intertwined. You know, the jobs report is intertwined with corrections and jail and criminal justice. There's so many things that, there's whole communities who rely on that system for sustenance. So that's not just going to go away for them, and nor do they want it to. No matter how bad some of us may. But we're not going to always talk about just those things, man. I know that we got some issues that if we approach them together, remember, our motto is what? Y'all going to get this, I promise you. Edutainment. None of us is as smart as all of us. Check that out. I'm going to say it again if you ain't get it down. None of us is as smart as all of us. So what that mean? When we work together, if I don't got the answer, which I probably won't most cases, you, or you may, or will. And then when we share those answers, man, I mean, that's what, listen, I'm at a point in my life where I view situations and people like this. And it's what the Wright report stands for. You're either part of the solution or you're part of the problem. Pick a side. In this fight today, for human dignity, for human welfare, for human respect, there's no middle ground. I'm just letting that's the line of demarcation. There is no middle ground. I see you, cuz. Amen. Mr. Bionic is working for you, working for us. We working this thing together. Thank you for joining me. We got to come together and understand the strength is in our unification. None of us is as smart as all of us. We all bring something to this table. And instead of being siloed or working against each other's interests, I think it's time we came to the table together. And that's what we're here for. We're going to talk about that. The new FUBU is none of it. Remember, anything about us, without us, ain't for us. Remember that. Anything about us, our community, without us being involved, ain't for us, ain't really about us. And you can miss me with that one. I'm going to tell you that. I don't know about nobody. You can miss me with that. So, I hear a lot of talk now about personal pronouns, he, him, they, them, and I'm no judgment there. I think that's supposed to be one of the freedoms of life that you can assign to yourself who and what you are. But be that as it may, our personal pronoun, the Wright report, and the movement that we're coalescing around, our personal pronoun is you and I. Otherwise known as us. You and I. That's how we're going to get this thing done. We ain't going to just talk about it. We're going to be about it. But I ain't going to be the only one talking, and I ain't going to be the only one being. We going to be about it. All right? So we got some things we're going to talk about tonight. And, I tell you, the format will be laid out. There will be a word of the day when they come on. There'll be a quote of the day. And there will be a word for the day. And my pastor, who the bishop at Elam Christian Fellowship Church today, he a phenomenal man of God. And it's ironic that I say we're going to have a word for the day. I don't want to run nobody off now to say I ain't preaching and we're going to be teaching. We ain't going to be a whole bunch of preaching, because you can get that from a certified preacher. What we're going to do is we're going to teach and learn together. It's called Each One, Teach One. So we don't have to beat one, because we all one. I just made that part up. No, that's bars for your bars. All right, well, check this out. The word for today, and my pastor does this tri-monthly booklet of every day giving a word. Bishop, Right Reverend Troy Anthony Rana, Elam Christian Fellowship. And he every day there's a word. And ironically today, for September 7th, the word is, appreciate those who work hard among you, who lead you in the Lord and teach you. So that's a contraction. There's two different things. Who lead you in the Lord, honor them, and those who teach you. I'm going to work hard for you. But I can't work harder for you than you willing to work as hard for yourself and what we trying to accomplish. Facts. I just want to get that off. I'm going to put in my time and my effort, and I'm going to do what we need to be done. Question is what you going to do. Part of the problem, part of the solution. Pick a side. So that comes from 1 Thessalonians 5:12. And the title is Show Appreciation for Your Pastor. So I'm going to take this moment for the man who helped me along my spiritual journey to show my appreciation. But far more than that is the word he gave today is synonymous with what we've been talking about. It came from Micah 7 and 8, and I'm not going to read that. I want you to get that if you want it for yourself. But it is about what's going on today and what we got to do about it. And I want to thank you, Bishop, for dropping that word in my spirit today. It reinvigorates me to do what we're doing now, because I know that this is a God-ordained assignment. The question is, I don't know who God has ordained to labor beside me. I see cuz up there, Teach. To be honest, I know we rocks together. Who else is rocking with us? That's what I'm trying to find out. All right, so let's get this going. Let's get this going. So that's the word for today, man. Honor those who work hard and to get you into the Lord, because you need a spiritual base. I'm telling you, man. And you don't have to listen to me. I got you. And those who work hard among you to teach you. All right? Because you should be a teacher. That means people will be working with you. So we were talking about criminal justice last time, and I told you that I wasn't going to be the only format, because I'm not the angry black man who came from incarceration going, fight the system and all that. No, that's not what we're talking about. But there's a crisis right now, so we got to talk about it. It ain't like I can put this on the back burner. There's a crisis, and crisis means lives are being lost, people being discombobulated beyond repair, which means they're coming home to you broken, former shells of themselves, if not worse, if they make it home. So we gotta finish that discussion. This is also September 7th, and we only like 4-5 days away from the beginning of the Attica Rebellion, and the warning I gave the last time I was on these airwaves is the warning I want to give you again. We're embarking upon a period where our men and women in there are going to be further in jeopardy of their life with a rebellion. So I want to quell that. I want to squash that. But what my business talking about today that I wanted to talk about, it's about criminal justice being right. But look, listen to this. We had the President of the United States, the highest office in the land, the representative of what we supposed to stand for, your president. And he made the most racist, asinine statements about black people that I've heard since, 60s and 50s. That's the harking back. That's the time they want to go back to. They think he want to go back to. He think it's great. Wasn't great for us, but he said something about us being born criminal. As somebody who preaches and teaches that is the exact opposite of that I take full as the fact that my pastor preached that this morning when I knew I was going to be discussing that tonight means that is confirmation that God, me, him, and a whole bunch of other people want you to hear this. First of all, racism, by its very nature, is a mental health disease and illness. You ain't gonna find it in the DSM V 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You know why? Because the people who write it are sometimes racist. Pause. Put a pause in that. Selah moment. Listen to this. Racism has to be fundamentally a mental illness. What do we call people who are mentally ill? That they have delusions of grandeur. To believe that you're better than somebody just by any one aspect of you means that is a delusion of grandeur. That I believe, Google it. That is a delusion of grandeur. To believe that people are going to attack you for your wrongs, by the way, who are going to subjugate you because that's what you did, projection, that is paranoia. Schizo, I know this, get a little technical in there, and I am not one who has a degree in any of this. but I've been around enough people with mental health issues, self included, to know that racism, by very nature, you believe ascribing to yourself any sense of superiority based solely on the color of your skin. When you have, first of all, you have nothing to do with that. DNA is DNA. You got that part. I got you, girl. Yeah. So and then we know. First of all, let's clear this up, man. Let's stop this game with these lies, man. Listen to this. The conjugation of humanity starts from black, brown, red, yellow. That's the conjugation from the beginning. And now we froze. What happened? Oh, okay. I thought they was going to take us off the air. Anyway, so if you're talking about superiority, genealogically, DNA, melanin is the most superior molecule DNA-wise that anybody can have. So that's what I'm saying. You can't even do the science don't even match up, man. The science don't match up. So facts, man. Listen, there's no such thing as race. Let's get that out the way. Racism, yeah. There's no such thing as race. There's no same mud, same blood. We all come from the same. They've already chronologized who they call Lucy in Africa. Must be Ricky Ricardo who found it, because Lucy in Africa, but they call Lucy, which is the genealogically sought after knowledge-wise proof of the fact that we all come from a singular mother and her DNA was melanin. You don't start from the lesser up, you start from the top down. That's common sense. But you know what? Somebody told me the other day, and now I believe it. Common sense is not a common thing. But I digress. I just want to put on the record that this statement that this guy made is racist. It is wrong to the nth degree. Has no basis in fact, as much as most of what comes out of that mouth. Listen. Nobody's born criminal. You know what? I'm going to tell you. Go to Aristotle, who's a criminal, who stole from the Egyptians, from the temples, the school, the science of philosophy, and then all of that. Those are the criminals. Stole that, right? But he stole it. Don't mean it ain't true just because you stole it. I mean, it's hot, but it's real. And he stole it, and he says that crime. He says that. Aristotle. So just so you don't think it's me talking or somebody look like me, this is somebody y'all value all over the world. Aristotle, he says that poverty is the parent to both crime and rebellion. Say it again. Look it up verbatim. Poverty is the parent to both crime and rebellion. Didn't say about human beings are the parent to crimes or criminals. Doesn't say black people are. Come on, man. Who? You come out of the womb as innocent as the day is long. Everything that we know, we learned. Not that we know, because some things are not are from the DNA. 23 chromosome mom, 23 chromosome from your pop. Let me clear something up right now. I know this is digress off the topic, but men, stop blaming these women for the daughters they bear for you. Know what time it is. It is the man who decides the sex of the child. A woman is an X and X chromosome. Told you it's going to learn, man. Edutainment. X and X. A man is an X and Y. So, for a child to be born a boy, he has to have an X and Y, which means you got to give him your Y instead of your X. So if you give him your X and she give her X, you got that girl you didn't want. Or I didn't say you didn't want. My bad. Let me back up on that. That you wasn't looking for, that you was hoping for that boy. That ain't her fault, bro. understand the faith. Learn, man. No, man determines the sex of the child. So if you're putting out girls, you're kicking out exes. And yo, man, love them. Man, that's all I can say. Love them. Whatever come out, healthy and whole, love it. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, see, I digress. Y'all got me on. So, it's just, this idea of race was born of an ideology to promote superiority for a certain group for a whole bunch of nefarious reasons. It is part of the Constitution of the United States, the most ballyhooed document of legality basically known to man. And it is rife with racism, authored by racist and slave owners. So I don't expect, I guess I shouldn't be surprised when the guy now there espouses what they've been espousing from the beginning. But this is a new day. We're not going back. That's what I want to tell y'all. If you're rocking with us, this movement, we're not going back. We're going forward, where everybody is a human being and treated as such. So let's go back to this crime thing. This man tried to say that we are born criminals. Now, I committed a crime. I do. I apologize. I did my time for it. But I ain't a criminal. Because you commit a crime don't make you a criminal. So so all your DWI people, everybody's, that ain't even the fact. Listen, let me tell you something. Poverty is the number one component to somebody feeling like they have to commit an act of crime. The rebellion in Attica was because of the poverty situation that they were in. And it doesn't mean just money. It's poverty of movement, thought. It is poverty of free. Poverty is a root word to a larger dynamic of lack thereof. One of the best things my mama ever taught me, God bless you, Pearl, looking down, I hear you. It's better to have and not need than to need and not have. That's not a poverty mindset. But we got a lot of poverty mindsets. And that don't allow you to grow into the fruition to what you and I are supposed to be. They talking about we criminals. You got two high school young ladies who just solved, I can't pronounce the word. Somebody gonna get it. Spell it, Pythagorean theorem. It was one of the math theorems that I know I couldn't solve. And for 2,000 years, they ain't been able to solve it. 2,000. And these two young, black young ladies solved that. Solved it. All the PhDs, all of these superiority people couldn't figure that out, huh? But we got to be criminals. See, if you want to talk about crime, you know who commit the most crime in this country? That people who look like me. So that's the fake picture you put up. You make it look. Listen, this is the last thing I'm gonna teach. I'm gonna get back to what I'm supposed to be doing because we ain't got all night. And I know you won't get to that game. But let me tell you something. I just said in my post, if you ain't playing the game, then you probably being played. So if you run into that and not getting with this, you might be getting played. Not by me, because I don't hate the player. I hate the games that they playing, and those are going to stop. That's what we're about doing. All right? So look at this. They're locking people up for, I just told you the other day, this is one of the number one states with wrongful convictions. That means a third to, who knows, half maybe of people in there ain't supposed to be there to begin with. That's a fact. I got brothers, listen, we got documentation. I'm not here just spewing this out. It's just like the fact that they're killing us in solitary confinement, even when there's a law saying they can't do it. Let me give you these facts for a minute. I really want y'all to think about this, because if it was happened to anybody else at any other time, I don't think we would be as cavalier about the number of deaths that are going on right now And the number of people who have not committed an offense to be locked in their cells for 24 hours are being locked in their cells for 24 hours. And you tell me what's going to come out of that cell. No, they're going to tell you something really slick. But I'm telling you what's going to come out of there. It's not going to be pretty. It's not going to be to our benefit. And I'm going to pull up these facts because, listen, we got reports out. The Hall campaign and others put out a report about the harm that's going on now in this crisis while people in there. We're talking about the harm that's been going on with people dying because they're getting medically neglected. They're getting physically neglected, spiritually neglected, emotionally neglected. We done gone back to warehousing. That's what Make America Great is about. Excuse me. It just dawned on me. We're back to warehousing, just putting people in a cell, and then that's it. Come on, man. Come on. Where my people at, man? I see y'all chiming in, man. But we need to move together. I don't want to just, like I said, we ain't gonna just talk about it. We're gonna be about it. Let's talk about crime. We say we born criminals, and I swear I wasn't gonna go here. I was gonna talk mainly about Hall because I want to go on to something different, but it is so devastating right now that we got brothers who call me, and they call all day, every day, with the little time they got on them tablets saying, yo, bruh, we losing the battle in here for our minds. Forget freedom, justice, and equality. They're losing the battle for their minds. No recreation, no out-of-cell activity, no meaningful conversation, no programming, no counseling, no schooling. What? You talking about criminals? That's criminal. You don't lock somebody up and then don't give them anything to help them and make them better. Nothing but 4 walls. Now, I've been on punishment a lot of times. Them 4 walls in my room never changed nothing. I have more amenities than they got in themselves, and that didn't change it. People they know what works. That's why they don't do it. College works. Outside programs like the MAN program and that I founded and the other brothers founded, and giving somebody some hope and giving them some skills and giving them a plan for their future ain't happening. Where the hell is the care, custody, and control? So like I said, we ain't going to be talking about it. One of the first things we got to do is get rid of the commissioner, Daniel Marticello. Now, I know this ain't going to sit well. It's not unpopular opinion because he's a likable guy. I agree. I sat down talking on many occasions. Personable, smooth talker. Personally, I like him. I mean, I don't have no beef with him personally because I don't know him like that. But let me tell you this. Under his watch, all of this is going on. What head of what business, corporation, or entity could survive serial killings on their watch? Could survive an illegal strike that leads to more deaths on their watch? Make it make sense, man. They told me if it ain't dollars and cents, if it don't make dollars, it better make sense. This don't make sense. And I'm not getting paid for this, so it don't make dollars neither. But what does make sense is that we wake up to see that I don't care how good somebody talk to you, man. Malcolm said it, man, if you stab me in the back and to pull the knife out 6 inches, I'm supposed to say thank you or something like good looking? What's wrong with us, man? That's why we need to be talking, man. We need to be talking to each other, coming together, and understand that there's some universal truths that we shouldn't be going for. And one of them is any illusion that you or I is inferior to anybody, anywhere, at any time. Facts. Miss me with that. I don't care if you're the president of the United States or the president of Russia or the dictator from wherever. That is factually incorrect, and you will never get me and mine to buy into such fallacy. So you can keep spewing it all you want. But I can tell you, what you spew out comes back. Remember how they say chickens come home to roost? Keep spewing it and watch what come back. Criminal the people on January 6th who killed those officers who are not on death row like my brothers and sisters all over this country who killed an officer for the right reasons probably, or at least did it not in a mob trying to overthrow the government. How about that? Because I know I'll get backlash for this. Listen, that's why I'm doing this. Because I'm going to say what needs to be said. The question is, are we going to do what we need to be done about it? That's the question. Because it's going to be talked about. It's going to be said. And I mean it with every fiber in my body. God prepared me for this like he prepared you for what you ain't doing yet. It's time to get about the business, man. Ain't nobody gonna do it if we don't, man. They not. The cavalry ain't coming. Nah. Conscience, people are not gonna all of a sudden gain this conscience. But I'm telling you this. I hear you, little cousin. I got my little cousin on here listening to Harmony. She gonna be a genius. Never a criminal. Smarter than you already, this guy who made that statement, idiot. Smarter than you already. Got more vocabulary than you will ever have in a lifetime. More stately and representative of what this country is about than you. So, please, man. I just want, why nobody saying nothing about this, though? Why isn't it an upcry all over about a racist statement like that from the chief executive officer of this country? Why are we not livid that he gets to remain in his job with that attitude? That's why he's sending National Guard troops to all the cities, urban cities. We're all criminals. He's going to lock us up. Internment camps, concentration camps. Y'all missing the mark here, man. I'm here to tell you, man, this thing is not a game. They're serious. We're playing games. I'm done playing. What about you? Prison is only a microcosm of society. What goes on in there goes on out here, just a smaller scale. And the repression, oppression, restrictions, murders, racism, brutality, lack of human dignity, all that's going on in there is going on out here. They just ain't shooting us without a weapon, beating us to death, lynching us. Before somebody says, that ain't lynching, look the word up, man. You know this bastardized language of English got more than one meaning than the one you thinking about. Look it up. Lynched the man. Tried to lynch me. Facts. So I'm talking real. I know what I'm talking about. Come on, man. So listen, crime. Let me tell you something. You know what crime-generated factors are? Crime-generative factors? Now people get into crime. Here's some of the factors. Disenfranchisement from the government. Like we got one black here, one black there. It's a period on every sentence, but we ain't got nothing in the jargon. Who's looking out for our interests? You don't know my interests. Them. They don't know my interests. Because it's not the same as yours, obviously. Racism. And people say, there's no racism here, there's no racism here. If you want to keep lying to yourself, then go ahead. That was my only beef, actually, with Kamala Harris. I voted for her anyway, but that was my only beef, that I heard her say that she don't believe this is a racist country. And then that same day, President at the time, Biden, was asked a similar question, and he said it was. Again, I digress. But it's so bad that we don't even see what's happening here, that you cannot say this is not racist. You telling me that there are no black people that could be running half of those Fortune 500 companies that we don't ever get a chance to run? That can't be the heads of those teams that know more about the sports that they play than the people who own them because they got money and stolen wealth from our past? That there should only been one confirmed black president and y'all swearing off another one because this guy, he ain't never leaving if y'all ain't got that message. So, man, oh my God, man. I tell you, man, my job is to speak truth to power. You are the power. I don't care about them other lanes. They don't have the power. Because when we stand up, we show up, we stand up, it's like water that cut through a rock. As long as we keep moving in the direction together, persistence will overcome resistance every time. So I'm telling you, we're not going back, and we persistently gonna fight, not going back. But the real fight be going forward, because in this state that's supposed to be so, what do you call that, progressive, we still got them breaking laws in the jail. They breaking laws inside, so I know they breaking them out here with total impunity. Back to this whole education, or should I say miseducation? Oh, miseducation. What does that mean? Miseducation is telling us that somebody discovered America when there was already people here. Damn lie. And people have been here many times before those people. Matter of fact, don't tell the truth that Columbus was lost. He was looking for India. And that's why they call the people who they met Indians, though that is not their names. Their names are tribal names. You know what's so funny? I live in the area up here in Western New York where Shenango and, Cheektowaga, I live Seneca. Man, the streets, the counties here where I reside, from the Six Nations that was stolen. I mean, they were here, civilized, doing their thing, and then that's like me coming to your barbecue in your big backyard, probably bigger than mine, saying, man, this is great, man. Plant my flag here. I just discovered me a bigger spot. That's a lie. A bald-faced lie. A lie that Abraham Lincoln freed the slaves. No. Freed the slaves in order to get enough men to fight for the Union against the Confederacy, and wrote a letter that I got a copy of if you ever want to see it. Wrote a letter. He penned that if he would not free the slaves, if the war result didn't depend on it, because if there was a way he could not free them and still have the Union the way they wanted it, he was for that too. So facts. His own letter, not me. I ain't write it. It ain't AI. Only AI knows Allen Iverson. He ain't write it either. So come on, that's the truth. The truth, AI. That's why I said it. Shout out to AI, the truth. That's what we be talking about on this show. This is the real AI, not artificial intelligence, actual intelligence. That's what we're gonna be talking about, because he wrote a letter saying he would not have freed this limited amount of slaves in the South to fight an uprising against those Southerners. Come on, man, read. Come on, that's another lie. Do I have to go down the list of lies that the lie that you say about the Constitution, all men are created equal? You wrote that while you had slaves that were not equal, while you had women who were unequal, while you have natives that was unequal, while you had anybody but a white Anglo-Saxon Protestant didn't have the same rights. Those inalienable rights didn't apply to all of them. Yes, that's the most ballyhoo document, and we still letting them tell us a lie about abolishing, that slavery ain't gone. Another lie, 13th Amendment. Read it. Except, I ain't no English major and all that, but I can tell you what, When it says accept, that means all that was done before don't matter. This is what's going to matter. Except those who have been duly convicted of a crime. That's the criminals you talking about. That guy was talking about. The people you want to put under the auspices of the judicial system so that they can't vote, so they have limited opportunities for employment, so they have limited opportunities for growth and development, so they can turn into the animals that you put in a cage. Facts. That's the young boys would say. Young boys, young girls. I'm like, oh, where you at? Hey, I got my technical man stepped out for a minute because I got them rambling. I'm supposed to have him cue this piece, but as soon as he come in, I'm gonna cue it because I done got way off. But let me tell you something. I'm following the path, not of least resistance, where I know it's gonna be the most resistance. Because only through resistance do you gain strength. Talk about it. Tell me, somebody been in them yards pumping that weight, you don't get pumped unless you have something to resist, to force you to pump up. So the resistance is now. And unlike my brother who I love and miss, Gil Scott, the revolution will be televised this time. Or videotaped, or hey, talk about Snapchat or YouTube or Twitted and twanged or whatever. It's gonna be live. It's gonna be live, and it's coming unless we wake up to prevent it from going that far. That's what we talking about now. I got this piece I wanted to show you, and I just. You know, when we go through Black History Month, we talk about all of the inventions and things and historic things that Black people have done. It is really awe-inspiring. And I know how some people could get caught up in that it's only a month and all this. There's reasons for that. It has nothing to do with our history. It has to do with the brother who had started it, Carter G. Woodson, and his, affinity for that month for the births of Douglas, Frederick Douglass, and ironically Abraham Lincoln, and there's something else about February. It's lost my mind right now, but it was nothing about how many days. It was just a personal preference, and we make history every day. And we've been making history every day since the day we got to this planet. From being the first, from being the mother of civilization, to being the rulers of dynasties. I'm not talking about presidencies, 4 or 5 dynasties. Dynasties for years and years and tens and dynasties run by men and women, by the way. Because unlike y'all who keep calling us criminals and everything else, we never looked at our women as anything other but equals. Side come from our red by our side. That's what we do. We always rock together. This whole idea of them being lesser and all of this. I ain't grew up in no house where my mom was lesser to anybody. So, and we all respected them, women, the mothers. Can't respect the women. I can't respect women. You ain't even here if it ain't for women. You ain't even here. You don't respect women, call them lesser, and without them, you ain't even here. Tell you that mental illness thing is not a joke, man. It is not a joke. That's like cutting off your nose to spite your face. Man. I don't know. I'm telling you, I do have a format for this show. It is a little bit, it is more formal and more, punctuated by time and segment to segment. But for this opening, man, I want you to know who you rocking with. Because if you don't want to rock, you ain't got to rock. Just don't turn me on. But if your thing ain't turned on to this, then you ain't doing nothing probably anyway. And that's not aggrandizing, conceited, or arrogant. That's facts, because we here to build. And if you ain't building, man, they say it's either building or destroying. Keep telling you, everything don't got a middle ground. y'all done get caught up in these gray areas. Something like gray. Everything ain't black and white, but there ain't always gray areas neither. Sometimes you got to be on one side or the other, and that's what we asking you now. Which side you on? You part of the problem, or you gonna get with this movement, get with us, with you and I, and we're gonna be part of the solution. Because there's nothing that we can't fix if we're the cause of it. Now, somebody else the cause, it may require a different type of fixing. But if it's our doing, and if we do what we're supposed to do, communicate like we doing now, for real, pulling no punches, calling the proverbial spade. Remember how bad racism is. You remember when this ace of spade was the highest card in the deck? Remember that? Racism is so bad, you got the 2 of clubs, the 2 of heart, 2 of diamond, the 2 jokers, the card was just right. All that's high in ace of spade now. Because you want to be superior, and it ain't facts. Because that's made up superiority. Real superiority is how it's made and come out the pack to begin with. Chew on that for a minute. I'm going to make sure I get this clip on because it was how I was supposed to talk about this. But having heard from my pastor, having been so enraged and, by this statement, by this clown about me and my people, you know what? A 34-time convicted criminal, or call somebody else a born criminal, who's been robbing, stealing his whole life, and ain't told the truth since the truth told him. I mean, like, come on, man. But this doesn't make you, this is not something that we shouldn't be talking about, that we shouldn't be reassuring our young people that I respect the office. But I don't respect that clown in it. And what he say ain't presidential. He ain't ever uttered a presidential word in his mouth, out of his mouth. Want my young people to know, listen, we got scholars among you, people that are discovering answers to 2,000-year-old math problems. I can't even get calculus right. Listen, if you look at any facet of human endeavor, you're going to see somebody looking like me and you right there. Because we everywhere, did everything. And if we ain't did it, we improved upon it. So if you want to keep lying, you know what they say, a lie told often enough becomes the truth. That's why I'm rebuking this now, because it's a lie. Because he keep talking it, somebody going to end up believing that if you say, because they say, well, if it's not true, why ain't they saying anything? I'm saying something. We saying something. It's a darn lie. Criminal. A criminal. That's what my mom used to say, look at the pot calling the kettle black. Well, I'm going to tell you, man, y'all better wake up. And that whole idea of killing the woke movement, that's what he tell you. They don't want you to wake up. The sleeping dog is what we all want. That's what they want. Wake up, man. Wake up. This is not the democracy you signed up for. This is not the country that you died and fought for. This is not the land of the free and the home of the brave that they trying to tell you it is. Wake up, smell the coffee, and see what's really going on. We got a bunch of mentally ill people running the asylum. And if the people with sense don't say nothing, then we all gonna be crazy. But I ain't going down that rabbit hole. I'm gonna speak truth to you, the power that be. People, stop going for this and stop being quiet about it. Martin Luther King said, it's never the howling of his enemy that infuriated him and hurt him the most. It was the silence of his friends and allies. I expect them to yell against me, but I expect you to yell with me and for me. Yo, for them damn bills. Half of y'all ain't on now because you had the game, right? I keep telling you, that's a distraction. Now, for you, I just bought a TV to watch the game. Big 68, 65-inch. Yeah, but I'm DVRing that because I do that on my time, my leisure time. Not when I'm working, not when the battle is going on. Yeah, I'm going to watch the game on tape delay. And don't answer the phone for you fools gonna call me and tell me the score. But I ain't gonna be wrapped up in that when I should be wrapped up in the fact that there's a war for our freedom, liberty, and justice going on. And right now they trying to make us the pawns. And I ain't never been nobody's pawn. Matter of fact, I ain't even been to a pawn shop. No pun intended. So I'm not gonna be one. And if it's you and I ain't gonna be one. I ain't gonna let you be one. And I know you ain't gonna let me be one. So let's get this game going, man. I will put out a schedule with some flyers for the upcoming shows for the rest of the year. And as long as we don't get canceled, they don't pull the plug, or I don't get two in the head, one in the bow tie. And, we'll start the new year off with this movement in full gear, starting to mobilize what we're talking about. I want to remind you in Buffalo on October 20th, the Journey to Justice bus from the Unlock the Box campaign, national campaign against solitary confinement, will be bringing their bus, and we're calling it the Get on the Bus for your journey to justice. And it's going to be at Elam Christian Fellowship Church, my home church. The bus going to be in the parking lot. You're going to be able to go in. It's going to be a replica cell that you can go in if you so choose to. But the reason for this is because the airways been filled with the other side spewing their lies and embellishments and, about what this whole thing is about. So we're going to give you a chance for your own self to come and explore the world of solitary confinement through an interactive bus and a replica cell that will allow you to feel whether it's torture or not. To agree with our premise that no human being should be treated like that, and that we should be doing better than that in the 21st century. It's 2025, and we're still locking people in the dungeon thinking that's going to solve the problem. It didn't then, and it's not now. If that's best practices, it is the worst one. How about that? You know what? It is racist, too. Let me really throw this in there real quick. It's racist because they tried this experiment before. I'm sorry, I'm trying to be punctual with all the dates and everything, but in 1800s, look it up, East End Correctional Facility in Philadelphia. The Quakers, great group. Please don't put this on them. They still rooted day to day, tried this experiment. They know it went horribly wrong. That's why they so involved now. Well, until these guys shut the systems down. They were so involved in trying to remediate that whole thing about solitary. So it was called a penitentiary because Quakers felt like if you committed a crime, you need to be penitent. And penitent meant going into your cell, going to programming in your cell, but no talking, a solitary environment, so that you could think more about what you did, and pine on not doing that again and figuring out. And after a little while, it was driving people crazy, so they abandoned it. But you know what? It was in East End in Pennsylvania. It was in 18 when the jails were predominantly what? Predominantly them people who say they're superior to us, but got their mental health issues. So they stopped it. They wasn't going to drive their people crazy. No, this is wrong. This is new. They cut it. They knew it was driving people crazy. They knew people would commit suicide. They knew people would be discombobulated for life. They knew that it was humanly inhumane. Fast forward, population becomes predominantly black, brown, and poor white. So I don't know, poor white people, I don't know why you think you superior because they don't think you're superior either. Even though they said just have this. See, that's why it's crazy because the rule is if you white you right, but if you white you pull white trash. That's their say, not mine. Then you not white, or you just. That's it. Like the rest of them lies don't make sense. Let's get to this, man. Stop being passive when assertion is necessary. We need to assert ourselves now and demand humanity, human rights, but more importantly, demand that people don't be treated like property. That's what we're doing now in these jails, in prisons. It's just another commodity. Human beings should not be commodities. And definitely black and brown and poor white people should not be commodities. Now racism is such BS. What's your favorite color? Somebody type in, what's your favorite color? Everybody who's on right now, type in what's your favorite color in real quick. Come on, let's make this fast. I say, all right, come on, I ain't seeing color. Nobody typed in nothing. They've been typing all day. As soon as I asked for a color, nobody typed anything. I was trying to draw a point about this house. Blue, Harmony is blue. Come on, somebody else. Blue is her favorite color. Who else got a favorite color that ain't blue? How about that? That ain't blue. Come on, somebody. My favorite color is purple. Okay, so we got black. Look, he's just got black, blue, black, purple. Any other favorites out there? Blue, black, purple. Come on. Somebody else. One more color. I got blue, I got black, I got purple. Give me one more. Come on. The clock is ticking. Y'all playing. Black. Somebody already said black. I told magenta. That's too close to my purple. But I'm going to say this. How about this? So which one out of all those colors is the best? Crickets. You know what? Because it's not a better or worse color. It's a more preferred color by you or not. But they're just colors. Red, black, blue, green, orange, burnt orange, magenta, mauve, all the pink, mauve, all of those, they're just colors. No one is better than the other. They're just different. But we didn't allow these fools in this country to make us believe that because something is different, it's either better or worse. That ain't it. Difference is difference. Better or worse ain't difference. Colors are different. Black and blue is different. One ain't better or worse. It may look better on you, the blue, than the black. But that ain't a better color. It's just another color, a different color. Just like we are. Different colors. Ain't nobody better than you or better than me because of the color of our skin. Are you kidding me? That is, as they said, Crazy 80. That's insane. I just dated myself. That's some 70s stuff, I think. That's insane. Blue is not better than red. Red is not better than white. White is not better than purple. They're just different. They may look better on you. You may like them better. They make you feel better. But they ain't better than each other. They're just part of what? The spectrum. Like we are part of the human spectrum of different colors. That's why they call us humans. You know that? Human. H-U-E, shade, color, tint, man. Man of color. All of us are men and women of color. Even Orange Man. He's more colorful than them all. Stop believing the hype. Stop being passive when people told you lies and when they try to demean, defame, or deport you, because that's the next thing they're going to try to do, truth be told. Facts. Stop it, y'all. Let's come together. We have our own agenda about how things need to be, how they are going to be, and then we make them be. That's the Wright Report, man. Edutainment for the community. It ain't for nobody else. It's for us. to get us right. Because we don't need nobody else. We got everything we need. The one thing we lacking is you and I in unity. That clip won't get on. My engineer didn't come back, but that's all right. Because I'll be back soon. I think it's about 2 weeks. Could you? Nah, that clip is too long than that. But don't worry about it. I'll be back. If you want me, I'll be back. And I'm going to be back because I got to, because it's the right thing to do. Wright Report, Jerome R. Wright, Edutainment for the Community, Richard Wicker, Think Twice Radio. If you think twice, you think right. Don't think wrong. You can't go wrong when you right. Man, I'll be right back. Y'all have a good night. Thanks for joining me. God bless.